Hello and welcome. My name is Jakub Kaprzewski and you're watching World Talks on DVP World. Straight from Katowice, where European Economic Congress, the biggest conference of this kind, is happening. And this year, space industry is a very big topic in Katowice. And there's a very good reason for that, because space industry in Poland is rapidly developing due to the country's massive increase in defense spending. And in the middle of this process, a company called Creotech finds itself. And now I'm joined by the Deputy CEO, Vice President of the Board of this company, Jacek Mandas. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us in our studio.
Thank you for the invitation. Hello.
So, Creotech is realizing a couple of contracts for the Polish Defense Ministry. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what are the company's plans for the future?
All right, of course. So we are under development of several contracts in parallel. I think I will mention about two major ones we have now in our pocket. I'm speaking about development of 4 satellites for Ministry of Defense. The project is called Microglobe. In this particular project, we'll see satellites very soon on the orbit, and those satellites will be in use of Polish military armed forces. I cannot speak a lot about it. Nevertheless, it's a very crucial and important project for Polish armed forces. Second,
so basically, this is a first satellite constellation ever procured by the Polish government.
It's a first Polish
homegrown satellite constellation procured by the Polish government.
You're right, first.
And these are observational satellites, so satellites that are able to make pictures of Earth in the optical spectrum.
This I cannot say, but I can promise you that you can find some information in the media. It's a partially secret project, so we cannot say a lot. Nevertheless, those satellites, I'm sure, will deliver very interesting, important data for armed forces, for the resilience and for many other important tasks our forces have to realize.
So Microglobe isn't actually the only satellite constellation that the Polish government is procuring. There are other ones. I think we can differentiate between them by saying that Microglobe are small observational satellites, because the government is also buying bigger ones from one of the established defense players on the European stage. But when we say small, we don't mean very small. They are not like this small. No.
They're of that size. We are speaking about satellites
from the floor up to here.
That's to here or more.
That's like a small refrigerator.
Yes, even bigger, because you have to add to that solar panels, which can have a span of 5 meters, for example. Nevertheless, the very interesting thing was just touched by you, because comparison between satellites is important. Yes, Polish government bought important satellites, big satellites from European company some years ago. Those satellites will be in operations soon. We, Polish company, we are building satellites which are much smaller, way more effective in terms of price, and can deliver kind of similar data. That means that space sector and space sector products now are miniaturized. That means that we can achieve similar things and deliver similar data to the government, to ministries, to public, to private sector than several years ago, coming through big satellites worth billions of zlotys to smaller satellites way more available for countries.
So basically nowadays you can cram an equipment as effective into a small satellite, as effective as you would have to cram on a much bigger satellite a couple of years ago.
There is one more added value to that. So buying, as Poland bought 2 big satellites some years ago, comparing to 4 or more satellites, I hope in future, Polish satellites, which can operate on orbits, that means that you have much higher revisit time. That means that you can have a spot or picture, let's call it picture, from the same area on the ground much more frequently. Mm-hmm. Speaking about 10, 20 satellites, it can be even more frequent than 1 hour, comparing to 1-2 days from big satellites. And we are speaking about similar types of data.
So actually, from business's perspective, selling a satellite constellation to a government is it gives a prospect for business in the future because you can add new satellites to this constellation, and they will work in synergy. You will lower this revisit time, so the frequency with which you can just make a picture of one place on Earth as the satellites go around it, right?
Yes, so in the past, still today for big satellites, it's one picture a day. For example, now we can make many pictures in very frequent time. This is one thing. Second thing is that...
Can you touch upon like the abilities of the satellite? What's the resolution, I think is the technical term when we say about the optical coverage of Earth from space?
So big satellites can deliver half a meter or better resolution, on ground resolution. We call it GSD. Satellites of the size we are delivering, we are coming to 0.5 meter in coming months, years.
0.5.
0.5. So I would say that we are coming to a similar resolution with much smaller, much more affordable satellites, and natural context and their consequences that you can buy more satellites, doing it much more frequently, so delivering more data for the fraction of the price. And
so 0.5 meter, so this is like the smallest object the satellite can see from space.
This is a resolution on the ground of the pixel. To give you a perspective, so
this table would be 1 pixel on a picture made by your satellite, okay.
To have a comparison, pictures you see in the internet on the maps, popularly, I won't use the name, you know which ones. Those are pictures of 0.3, 0.5.
Okay.
In cities. Out of cities is 1 to 5 meters. So we are speaking very good resolution. You can see the object, you can see how object is moving. Moreover, in another constellation we are delivering to another ministry in Poland, the project Kamila, maybe you heard about it. We are delivering 4 satellites to European Space Agency, directly, indirectly to Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Technology. We are speaking about solutions which can be used in a dual-use manner. So you can use it for military purposes, you can use it for other purposes as well. And there we are delivering not only optical satellites, I mean, we call it picture, but radar satellite as well. Radar satellite is very interesting because clouds are not an issue, because they are going through clouds and night is not an issue. They have some disadvantages, but very interesting solution for military purposes and for private purposes. Why it's important? Because it's the same. Optical satellites and radar satellites, we are building it in the country, in Poland, by Creotech and partners, which is very important from the critical infrastructure standpoint. So the question is if you would like to have our satellites and we can operate them and we can have power to turn off satellites or not.
And you can tinker with them if there's, of course, a need, like operational need.
Of course, there are many suppliers over the world, but nowadays, especially because of the situation we are in and we are facing, many countries, including Poland, would like to have their own constellations, their own tools, and by the reason, because we all know that we can buy data from different constellations from other countries, but during calm times it's fine, but if something can go wrong, we don't have access to data. Today we have communication, we have pictures, we have data used by military, and I don't want to imagine what would happen without this data tomorrow. That's why this critical infrastructure is important. That's why I believe the role of Creotech is very important to build this infrastructure for Polish government and for other governments, of course, if needed, for Europe. We are purely European Polish company, which means that IPRs are kept in the country.
IPRs?
Intellectual property rights.
Right.
That means that building a satellite...
You own the stuff that you build. You own the blueprints for the stuff that you build.
Exactly.
Okay. Doing 2 constellations for the government means that Creotech has much more work on its hands than it used to have in the past.
Yes.
This means the company is developing. So can you tell us a little bit more about your vision for the future company? I know that you guys need more hands on deck.
Yes.
And that there's actually a problem in finding those hands.
Yes, that's the problem. So to give you some piece of history, but very short, 1 year ago, in terms of market cap, it was half. So we are doubled after 12 months. That's nice, but it goes with very important operational needs. That means that we need a lot of people. Today we are a size of 250, even more people on the, working on those satellites, but we need much more.
So according to statistical classification, now you're a big company.
Yeah, but more important
And you need
is
much more than 250
we need
people.
much more. We need
Okay,
to
so
run.
we need to scale.
We need to scale very, very fast because of the need which we see in the country and out of the country. That means that we need to build, of course, satellite A by companies or build our competences in other cities, countries. What is very interesting and important, working with Creotech in the country, that means that we are working with many companies in the country. So close to half of the project goes to other partners we have. But as an integrator, we need even more. So now we are looking for people in other countries. We are going to build some small subsidiaries to, from the operational standpoint. We need those people to build.
So you're trying basically to bring engineers from abroad to
We
work
are doing
here,
that already.
but you are also like setting up shops in other countries with people over there.
We are a very interesting piece of business for engineers. That's the asset. So we are trying to suck all the interesting talents from abroad, but it has some limits. So we need to go to France, to Germany, to build there some small entities to be able to deliver products we want to deliver. But it is important from the strategic point of view because we would like to become a major integrator in this part of Europe. So in Europe you have limited number of integrators. Because we started with satellite. Satellite goes with many things from ground to space, and to build such a capabilities, you need to think in a wide way.
So integrators, in other words, are top-tier players
Yes.
in the space industry,
Yes.
and you would like to become one
Yes.
in the near future,
Yes.
just from Central and Eastern Europe.
In this part of Europe, we don't have such an integrator, so we would like to become one of those. We already have a very good start with those two projects and more to come because budgets are growing in Europe and in Poland for space. We hope to be important player and contributor to those budgets. And it has sense from an operational point of view, so everything is there. That's why we need to grow. Of course, we have competition in Europe. We have Airbus, we have Thales, we have OHB, we have other even smaller companies, but as we see ourselves in coming years, it's a major integrator in this part of Europe.
Jacek Mandas, Vice President of the Board, Creotech, the future integrator from the Central and Eastern Europe. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
So, as you've seen, a lot is going on with the space industry in Central and Eastern Europe, and in Poland in particular. And TVP World is going to cover it because it's a cool topic. You've been watching World Talks. My name is Jakub Kaprzewski. Stay tuned for more coverage from Katowice.